I always feel like I had a bit of money.
Beau Whittington, CEO and one of the biggest brands on the island.
I got on pretty good money pretty young, 25 years old, working in the 10th story office in George Street in Brisbane, the perfect life. Got over it. Man, I was on a plane to Bali in 5 weeks.
Was direction something important to you?
It was, because it felt like it had to be. This is a huge turning point in my life. I started getting these panic attacks, and I think it was caused because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I was young, there was no direction. Why do you think at that age you need to know everything? It's so dumb.
What do you think Bali has taught you that you couldn't have learned in Australia?
Foreign chicks are way better than Aussie chicks.
Going from marketing in, I believe it was 2017, promoted as CEO in 2022, what helped you in that time?
Fins was part of my identity in Bali. The company was brand new. We started hammering content and doing that way. We started doing all these events, started trying to get sponsors, trying to do anything. Never ask for salary more, never. You know your worth, for sure, but just do the best as much as you can, and likely someone's going to know.
People will look at the life you live, the leadership, the freedom. What are some of the negatives about the role, about the life that they may not see?
Yeah, bro, that's a good question. Because
if I could have one moment of your time. Most of you guys listening or watching do not subscribe to the channel. The simple and easiest way to help and support us is to subscribe. It helps us get the guests that you guys want, and it gives us a more opportunity to grow this thing to where we want to take it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the episode. Kia ora.
Beau Whittington, welcome to the Martin Show, brother.
Cheers, brother.
My
Happy
bro.
to be here.
Yeah, no, we were just saying, because, bro, I've been thinking about how to start this conversation.
Yeah.
Because you're the type of man that I feel like is quite low-key, reserved, don't really care about the spotlight and all those sorts of things.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
it's hard for you to get me on here, bro.
Yeah, bro, I know. Yeah, no, I respect that. But yet, you are someone that has been a part of, that has built and led one of the biggest brands on the island, if not the biggest brand on the island.
Yeah.
So I guess my first question is, why have you chosen to let your work speak louder than your words after all these years?
It's interesting. In the beginning, when I first moved here, it's funny that I was literally discussing this the other day with the owner, but it's like in the beginning, I was young, no kids, none of this, moved to Bali, partied a fair bit, did a lot of fun things, as I'll just leave it at that. But we, Fins sort of started when just before I got here. And then I entered the company and sort of as a marketing promotion sort of person. So it was about meeting, networking. I was having so much fun. And then after probably a year, not even, maybe 8 months, I was like, all right, I've left a big, corporate, well-paid job in Australia, come over here to have some fun, but maybe I really want to get involved in this. And then so I got closer with the owner, et cetera. And then it sort of becomes part of my identity. Like Fins was part of my identity in Bali, because the company grew big pretty quickly, like in a few years. So of course, at that point, I still had social media in those days. Of course, bro, every post, is it Fins, showing shit I'm doing, making all my friends at home jealous, all the bullshit that you do with social media. So I'm not going to lie and sit here and say I've always sat in the background. For those years, it was fun. And then 2019, really great year. We built a lot. I sort of got promoted to Chief Operations Officer, which was quite a big promotion after a few years. And then but I kept working through COVID with Tony, the owner founder. And then obviously all that happened, which we'll probably touch on later. But I came back after COVID and met a chick, Gabby, who's now my wife. We had a kid. And as soon as I had a kid, I was like, the purpose, the identity now is not the beach club and the business. The identity now is the kid and the family and the wife. So as soon as I figured out Gabby was pregnant, I got rid of social media altogether. And then that was when I realized Fins was about to go right on the way up again. And we started doing better than ever at a rapid pace. So then it was like using Fins as the tool which is still, I'm not going to lie, it's still a lot of my identity and a lot of my life and a lot of my time and effort. But that's the tool that allows me to then put all the energy where it should be. And these conversations, and this is why it's so great to have such an entrepreneurial, good owner who's been through so much shit in his life and mentors me, because he's now teaching me at 35 years old, these are all the fuck ups and mistakes that I made. If you can figure that out now, do that now. Forget about all the bullshit, all the showy shit, being this, that, the other. He goes, that's all that matters. So you should put all your energy into making that good. And essentially that then means I put everything into fins, and I do unlimited hours, this, that, the other. And very much it's part of me, but it doesn't need to be me as the face of it. I don't want to be the face of it. Yeah, I want it to be the biggest, best thing ever and have a great team, but it's the brand, not me. And then that in return, I get the benefits of that thing, which then feeds my family. So it's a funny transition, but yeah, definitely it was not easy to not be it in the early days, especially as a single lad.
Yeah, wow. That's, bro, there's a lot in there. And I guess before we dive into the Fins world and what you do, I think it is important for us to understand more of who Beau is.
Yeah, yep.
What do we need to know about you and the person that you are, the life that you lived?
Yep.
To understand more of the man that you are today.
Man, this is obviously a multifaceted. There's a lot of things I could talk about, but
bro.
in as much of a nutshell as possible. So, man, I grew up. I'll start from the beginning. Grew up epic, mum and dad, in a pretty modest sort of life in Nambour, Australia, which is like a bit of a shithole. But went to school like anyone else with all the boys. And then I guess I got in. I like to have fun early. I probably should have been in hospitality earlier, but I probably was a bit of a troublemaker, I'd say. Started drinking at like 14, lived in England for a year with my family. We did like a house swap, and that's where I sort of learnt different cultures, different life, different people, and then came back and, was finished school, whatever, always in trouble, like out driving on school nights, fucking drinking, doing this, doing that. Wasn't the best student, to be honest, but, we used to get in punch-ons a lot of, that bullshit you do, school parties, stealing shit, like all the naughty shit you do. And then, I always feel like I had a bit of, I learned, actually, you're a Kiwi, a bit of mana. Yeah, I love this word, bro. One of my good mates is Kiwi, I had it there somewhere,
Yeah, brother.
I fucking love that word.
Oh, it's one of the words that symbolize, this whole platform.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it's good. Yeah. Then I didn't know what I wanted to do. Fucking finished school, builder's labourer. And this is a really, really valuable thing that I think I did that I didn't know that I did. And that was, I laboured for a builder for a few months and then went on a 4-month Euro trip just after I turned 18. So, saved up, spent the whole lot on a 4-month trip, and then came back. And then I reckon I did 20 or 30 different jobs. Like I was waterproofing, plastering, bricklaying, tiling, working for builders, like all labor things. And then I think my first job was in like Hungry Jack's, like in like Burger King or something, but didn't really like that. But, did all these different things. And it's so funny, man. I drove a truck. I worked for a joinery company. Yeah, I worked at Domino's as a delivery driver. But it's sick. And at the time, I'm like, what am I doing? But I was less than 21, 22 through those years, doing all that different shit. And then I went to university at like 20, and did a 3-year degree in business marketing, whatever. But even during that time, I was still having job here, job there, promotions. Man, I was dressing up as the fucking paddle pop lion and getting paid $30 an hour for it. I think it's the best thing ever, But looking back, that foundation as a person to grow up, don't fucking, I'd say to anyone, don't just dive in, unless you're like a full academic and you want to go into engineering or medicine or this or that. If you don't know what you want to do, just don't. I did everything. And now it's funny, like all the walks of life, I think I graduated uni 13 years ago or something. And then the 5 years before that's 20 years ago. But over that 20 years, I reckon something from every single one of those jobs has been relevant in my life,
Yeah.
So you actually figure out so much shit that you don't even realize you're figuring out.
Yeah.
And then, so I did that, studied uni, and then I went into like a grad job for Main Freight, which is a Kiwi company. Yeah. That's still Bruce Plested, the owner of that, wrote a book called Ready, Fire, Aim. You've probably seen it in my WhatsApp. That's like, it's still my saying now. I love it. Ready, fire, aim.
Is it from there?
Just do something now. Yeah, back then.
Wow.
Do something and then figure out how to make it better later, fix it later. But yeah, so worked in logistics. Then I got into logistics, mining logistics for Queensland Gas Company, you know, like did all that shit, built a career sort of thing. And that was really good. You know, I got on pretty good money, pretty young, you know, 25 years old, working in a 10th story office in George Street in Brisbane, whatever. And then, man, had a missus, had an apartment, all the bullshit, you know, the perfect life, got over it. And then I got an offer from my best mate, Drew, and who's the nephew of Tony, the owner and founder of Fins. So he goes, man, do you want to move to Bali with me? I was like, fuck, I'm driving home from work. Like, oh, that actually sounds pretty sick. And he's like, yeah, I think we can. We'll make up some jobs. Tony's pretty flexible. So we sort of set up this, we started in entertainments, promotion, sponsorship sort of thing for Tony's Beach Club that he had just opened. And we came and built this new department with a guy called Harry, who's still here today. And then, man, I was on a plane to Bali in 5 weeks, I think, after that phone call, maximum, maybe 4. And I'd never been to Southeast Asia before, never been to Indo before, never been here, obviously. And from that day, I've lived here. That was 9 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then, yeah, sort of that's when I started what I was talking about before. So
bro.
that's sort of the journey. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
That's in a nutshell, but yeah.
Yeah, brother. Welcome to the Martin Show first ad break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get some mahi, eh? I guess I want to go back to I guess you could call it like the troubled youth.
Yeah.
You know, did you ever feel, that's a great lesson, a valuable lesson to so many young men, because there are a lot of young men that don't feel like they have direction. And here's you saying you just did heaps of shit.
Yeah.
You know, 30 different jobs.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you had direction, or even when you were in the Main Freight, was that even something important to you? Because there are a lot of young fellas that they need direction, you know, it's something that without it, they just feel lost. And then when they feel lost, they don't do nothing. They don't have one job, let alone 30.
Yeah.
So I guess when you were, you know, that young Beau, was direction something important to you?
Oh man, it was because it felt like it had to be, not because I wanted it, but social pressures, whatever. So this is a huge turning point in my life, and this is probably very relevant to this question, but when I was 18, out of high school, I'd got back from that Euro trip. I don't know if you've ever had a panic attack before, but I started getting these panic attacks, which is like basically a rush of I'm going to die sort of thing, but it's all linked to anxiety and shit. And I was getting these panic attacks, bro, like, and I think it was caused because I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do, and I was young and there was no direction. So possibly that is a link. But I saw this psychologist, and I went to the doctor first, and this doctor tried to just prescribe me antidepressants straight away. And my mum's like, fuck that. We're not doing that. You're not taking them yet. Like, you're fucking 18. We can figure this out. And then I saw this psychologist, Barry Kerr, I still remember him. And, you know, I only probably did 6 sessions with him. And I've always had anxiety and this since then, quite, you know, I mean, all my mates know it's quite severe. But, and I'm more, as you get older, you learn to control it, which is a really strong thing to know too, because in that time, you feel like you're never getting out of it. You know, you're fucked. But then now I look at it and go, oh, I see why it happened. I'm in control of it. But yeah, so that directionless probably led to having, you know, getting anxiety and getting issues from it. But I was so young, man. Like, it's like, what the fucking, why do you think at that age you need to know everything? It's so dumb. Now I'm looking at it like I haven't even hit my prime yet. You know, like I'm fucking young. But imagine then you're 20 and you're like, I need to have this lined up, this. So what it is about not giving a fuck what anyone else is saying not following a norm. If you want to go try shit, try it. If you want to do shit, do it. And it sounds fucking cliche, but it's honestly actually true. And it probably will help your mental health. Probably doing all those laboring jobs made me better.
Yeah.
You know, like probably will help your direction, because another thing I know is, I mean, as you get older, you get wiser, you look back, you're like, fucking hell, what was I thinking? 25, 27, even thinking I needed to know everything. I don't need to know anything.
Wow.
You're just learning.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so I guess that's a huge lesson for, you can't teach it though, bro. That's the problem. You only realize it now.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Even at 26, you mentioned the word, the pressures of a man. It's something we talk about quite a lot. And you feel like you need to be way further ahead. Like we were just talking about age, and I'm like, man, bro, does anyone look at you and think like, you know, when you tell them your job description, they're like, what the hell? You're only 35 doing that?
Yeah.
I think it is. It's a comparison thing as well. It's a societal thing, you know, you just
100%.
the pressures of a man.
Yeah.
When you come here, bro, first time in Bali, how old were you when you came to Bali?
Same age as you, bro. 26.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit. What was your first impressions of Bali, and I guess Finns itself as well?
Mate, I can remember it vividly. Like I had a connection over here, obviously, because we'd started talking to people in the business before we came. And she organised me a house. So with this chick that I only ended up being in a month, because the chick was a fucking psycho. But I hope she's not ever going to watch this. But I came over and she had like a driver. Never been to Southeast Asia, so you imagine. Came in, she picked me up. Well, he picked me up, the driver, and I drove out of Nugarela, out of the airport, and just into these roads, and I was like fucking sick. Like it was like I needed the looseness. Like I was sick of, go back to that youth. I was pretty loose, and you can still be loose and be good at something. And then so I came in and I immediately loved it, bro. Like instantly. It was almost before I even got to the villa. Then obviously coming out of a fucking apartment in Brisbane into this big ass villa, like, oh my God, Bali was much cheaper back then. So we got something epic, like it was, it was almost like I've just gone from all the pressures of this job to like an island life holiday. And then, I flew in on a Sunday and enjoyed that night at Finn. So got the driver then to take me in, see the place for the first time, whatever. And then I started work on the Monday, 9 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah, so I hadn't even unpacked before my first day of work.
And I bet you would have christened the place for yourself.
Mate. Oh, didn't I? Yeah.
And so you were working in the marketing department when you first started?
Yeah, it was like events, marketing, promotion, sponsorships. So like the company was brand new.
Yeah, wow.
So we started trying to do like what they do in Europe, like weekly events, like basically just, that's the beautiful thing, ready, fire, aim.
Yeah.
We just tried everything. Tony had so much vision and this and that, and we're just trying all these ideas, trying to do weekly events, daily events, like figuring out how to get the marketing going. When we opened, we didn't even have digital marketing, bro. Like we didn't even get Meta and Google and shit for like maybe 8 months or a year after opening. And you imagine now we're probably one of the biggest on it. Probably so annoying, you see our ads everywhere and shit. But man, I came in marketing, promotion, sponsorship, and we just sort of created this thing of, Sally was the marketing director. She's still there. Like we built a marketing department. We started hammering content and doing that way. We started doing all these events, started trying to get sponsors, trying to do anything, changing the venue layout every week, just basically we were in that space, but we had sort of free reign to fuck with shit to make a place that works. And we sort of did it over many years, and it doesn't come easy. It was a lot of mistakes. Yeah.
Did you think though, when you started, that you'd ever be a leader, a CEO and one of the biggest brands on the island?
No.
No?
Not at all. Like I came here to get away from a big, like to not have to have responsibility. Like Drew and I used to laugh going, fuck me in the GM, bro. Like we don't want that accountability. We don't want that responsibility. We just want to have fun. And again, what goes back to what you said before about being unsure about what you want to do. The more you do shit, like I had all those jobs, people tell you it's fucking weird, but forget those people. Anything you do, you actually create a network. Like you're actually meeting other people that later on might mean something. You know what I mean? So in the beginning, yeah, we were didn't think any of that at all. Probably from 18, I always felt like I should be driving around in a Ferrari and being this guy, but I never really knew how the fuck I was going to get there. And this was definitely the opposite of how I thought I would get there. But isn't that funny? That network, that risk, quit that job, moved here to be on a lower level, easier life, you know, less pressures. But then that actually led in to what I do today. So you would never have imagined. So absolutely not. Never would have thought out of this would have got to here. I never even would have believed Fins could get this big. Like, I don't even know if the owner believed, but he probably did because he visioned so far ahead.
What do you think has helped you, bro, in going from marketing in, I believe it was 2017,
Mhm.
and then I think you got promoted as CEO in 2022 or into the leadership position in 2022. What helped you? I guess like maybe decisions that you made, habits that you made in that time. What helped you in that time?
Interesting. I haven't thought about it a lot, but yeah, I went from, I'll just go through the ranks. It was like I was in that promotion marketing. Then I went to membership director. So looking after all the memberships of the recreation club because we had the fitness and recreation club at the time. Then I went to GM of the recreation club. And that was the turning point because the guy that was GM of the beach club probably didn't have as much energy, not as much mana as I had at that time. And so I would, because before I was doing the sponsorship, so I was already in touch with all the alcohol brands and, you know, I started helping him with it. And then I naturally started trying to get more involved in that business. I was just sending shit to Tony, everyone all the time, unwillingly, like not even knowing what I'm doing, but was somehow connecting myself with every single department. And then until basically I was becoming, everyone was sort of coming to me, like I was sort of running that business with that guy, the beach club, while I was GM of the rec club. And I wasn't trying to stand on it, I wasn't trying to take over anything. It's just naturally, just couldn't help it. And then I guess Tony probably saw that and was like, what's this guy? He's like, he's in everything. He's in the he's here, he's there, he's there, he's there. And so I guess he probably identified that and started potentially grooming what I was doing. And then 2019, I became chief operations officer. So sort of the 2IC to Tony, and that he was still CEO at the time. And then, but so I was sort of, it was him and I sort of thing. And then COVID hit, and we, I reckon I worked the whole COVID for free with him, which is when I got handed equity in the company for, you know, doing the right thing along with a bunch of other people. And yeah, we spoke every day or every week at least during COVID. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? Coming up with shit, making things up for the staff, making things up for him and I were like, I think that's when we got really close. And then when we came out of COVID, he promoted me to CEO because he was sort of more visionary board overlooking and creating direction in this. And I was sort of the one relaying that to the people and working with the team internally.
Wow.
So that's sort of how the growth progression happened. So it's a bit unorthodox. It's probably not super common, but yeah, it was a fast growing place and you got to be willing to jump in the fast growing shit.
You obviously just, as you say, you just continue to move, even if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't know, you just moved.
Doing shit. Never ask for salary more. Never, like, you know your worth for sure, but just do it. Like, never ask for it. Don't be afraid to jump into shit. Don't be like, if you step on someone's toes, oh, sorry, what's next? Like, it's for me, it seems so simple. Just do the best and as much as you can, and likely someone's going to notice. Yeah.
Do you believe in luck?
Yeah.
Do you think in your journey, even from getting to Bali in 2017 and just getting that opportunity, do you believe like there's a bit of luck in that?
Yeah, I reckon there's definitely luck, but I reckon hard work like that, the luck, you're probably making most of it yourself because of whether you realize it or not. But maybe sometimes you need to be in the right place at the right time, you know, which is likely what happened with me. But it's easy to have the right place, right time and not have done anything about it. So yeah, I mean, you can be lucky, right? Fuck, you find $100 on the floor, it's lucky. There is if at the core of it, but I believe you're probably the actions from all the shit I did in my life to that point really helped that luck. Yeah. So it works together.
And you've mentioned Tony.
Yeah.
Tony's name a few times. Obviously, a mentor
Yep.
to you, the founder
Yep.
of Fins. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a guy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. I guess my question is around mentorship, and if
Mhm.
that's something that you've craved a lot of your life.
Yeah. Interesting one, man. It's a pretty loose term. Like, it's hard to digest what mentorship really is. Like, like, I don't like a structured mentorship. Like, when I say mentor, it's not anything structured. It's just that I sit and watch how this guy behaves, the conversations he has, the things he does, how it operates, and then relate that. And it doesn't mean you go and be that person, but you're just taking things. And I reckon people, like, I watch the marketing guy that reports to me, and the COO and this and that, how what they do shit and when they have learnings, and that's mentoring backwards. Like, like, I think when I say mentor, it's like watching someone and being lucky enough to get close to them that you can understand how and why they're doing things, and then try and apply that in your life.
Yeah.
And it can be from friends. It can be from, that's why I like being around good people. There's so much evidence that being around good people, you're likely to do better.
Yeah.
Like, you get out the shit and get in the good stuff. And that's what I think mentors. So I think it's super important to have a figure or something that you can get close to that can teach you shit without actually structured meetings teaching you shit. Because it's not even school, it's not even education. It's just like fucking, yeah. I guess you're doing it for you.
Who do you look up to now, bro?
I mean, of course, I look up to this guy, Tony. Of course, man. I don't want his life exactly, but definitely I look up to him. I'm looking up to a lot more people close to me. I think, like, I got some mates, a group of mates back home that have just done so well, and didn't quit, did the hard way. Started businesses and went through 10 years of hell to start making money. And there's a guy called Alex Hewitt, a good friend of mine, and I think a lot of people look up to him. But he was always the confident leader sort of guy, and then he started a business, but had a lot of issues, and it went bad, and then he went really good again, and now he's fucking flying. And you look up to people like that, people that have anything. I don't really know famous. I don't really follow famous people or anything big. I'm more in this circle. Yeah. So just looking up to people that are doing good shit, man.
Yeah.
You can look up to anyone. Like, it doesn't. You can meet someone for 10 minutes, and I mean, you're probably a great example of people. You meet someone like you, and you're like, fucking hell, like, how does this guy get involved in my life?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
like, that's, for me, is how you look up to people. Yeah.
People will look at the life you live, the leadership, the freedom, especially young men would look at that, CEO, Finn's Beach Club. Like,
Yeah.
I guess, what are the misconceptions, or what are some of the negatives about the role, about the life that they may not see?
Yeah, bro. That's a fucking good question. Because, it's funny. I was discussing this with my mates the other day. You come in, you see it. It's a party place, bro. I'm not working in a fucking finance office. It's a party place. It's just people having good time. There's fucking hot chicks everywhere. There's, or hot dudes if you're into that, but there's fucking hot chicks everywhere. There's party, there's booze, there's fun, and man, it's hard not to get caught up in that. Like, dude, like, you've got to be disciplined.
Wow.
But so that's a hard thing. In one simple thing. Like, the fact that we're not all fat fucks is blows me away. Like, lucky we all train and shit, thankfully. But the negative parts are, bro, like, the buck stop, like, the pressures. You got pressure, man. Like, I'm working in my position, I'm working in finance, cash flows, marketing. So, the finance section, getting the people in the business, human resources, all those issues, managing a team of people from all around the world that have completely different personalities, like huge, large scale operations, massive events. You got big sales team, that we've got to sell stuff. You got man, like every single, then we're building like crazy. So I'm working directly with the project managers in construction, designing buildings, designing offices, designing new beach clubs and resorts and this and that. Like there's a lot of, and I'm sort of the central person that's all over all of it. So that's why every manager's so empowered, because there's no way I could do all that.
Yeah.
They're all doing it, but I have to know, understand, and be part of making sure that all happens successfully together. And then like kitchen, fuck, there's another one. But you know, that pressure is massive. If you feel like just fucking, you know, just switching off, you can't when you want. Like, you got to prepare for it. You got to. So it's a very important thing is getting away for me. Like go on a holiday and turn everything off, put everything in place, just get out. I'm trying to explain to our managers to do that more as much as possible. Just get away. But that pressure, then you add a family, a missus, 2 kids, you know, like it sounds the dream, and it is the dream, but that pressure, like you get sucked into that whirlwind of drinking, partying every day. You can't perform in that job. So you've got this fucking temptation right there that you just want to tap into 7 days a fucking week. And then you've got this whole shit of responsibility that is so important. And if you touch this one too much, you fuck this one. If you do this one too much, you burn out. You know, and then you're not even enjoying the fucking product that you've created, which would be the worst thing ever, right?
Yeah.
So the balance of doing that, man, it's stressful as shit, and I can't even explain the detail, but it's a big business. We've got 2,200 staff. You know, it's a lot to manage.
I'm guessing like at 26 till now, do you think you're better at it now at navigating that pressure, or do you think maybe even or worse now? You know what I mean? Like at 26, you probably would have struggled with it hugely.
Oh,
but, you know?
Yeah. No, better now.
Yeah.
But I'm hyper aware. You know, that's the good thing as you get older, you get a bit more aware. So definitely better at managing it, whether or not I abide by what I say I'm going to do all the time is probably a bit of bullshit. Like, you know, it's Friday afternoon. Who knows if I stop at Black Sands on the way home and have a pint, you know? But I think you get better at it. I think you got no fucking choice. You get better or you fucking melt. You're fucked. Like at this point, there's so many people out there. I mean, you know, for the young audience, it's a great lesson to go. Everything sort of I've said so far is go have fucking fun.
Yeah.
Learn, figure out, do shit to learn. Learning doesn't mean you go get stuck in one job. It means quit that cunt and go to that person. I hate it when people do this to me, but you know, it's go learn, go have fun, go do shit, because when you get here, you got no choice. Once you have kids, bro, you got no choice.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
How have you evolved in the role of leadership? And I guess like describing your leadership style.
Very much it's been passed down from the owner. My leadership style, Ready, Fire, Aim, is very much spend time getting the best team, creating the experts around. So like the guy who runs our marketing is a billion times better than me at marketing. The guy that runs our events is a billion times better at events. The guy that does finance, you know, understanding everything about it. Understanding finance heavily. Like I recommend everyone should learn business finance. It's a great thing to understand, and it goes deep. And then being able to make decisions without being too worried about the consequences, you know, like, and quickly. So fast, quick decisions, and managing those people. So really, I'm very much an empowerment person. I'm very much encourage people trying, failing, trying again, failing. And that's why, you know, building a fast growing business, this management style really works. Probably if we were a 20-year established business, like a big airline or something, and I went in as CEO, I wouldn't do very well because I'd be fucking breaking the normal. But, you know, in a fast growing business, very much develop everyone, encourage everyone, not let anything be too wrong, you know, and if it is, guide him to fix it, not, you know, we're lucky we're in a business and industry able to do that. So that's how I manage. And in my position, it's finance, managing people and making decisions, but educated, decisions of a lot of shit you understand, and passion, bro. Like I froth it. You know, you go down there and you watch the fruits of the labor fucking live on a Saturday night, and you're like, fuck, I was sitting in the office fucking 2 weeks ago just drawing this on a piece of paper that no cunt could even understand. And now I'm sitting here and there's fucking 4,000 people off their chairs having their fucking day of their life that they've planned for 6 months from us fucking bogans from Nambour that we've drawn it up and given it to them. You know, like, how cool is that?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, to summarize the Finn's I guess paragraph in this conversation,
Yeah.
I do want to share a quote, and it encompasses what you guys are about, because I think it's fucking awesome and it's cool. Think of Finn's Bali as a ship. We are sailing to the world's best beach club party experience every single day. Our company purpose guides us to this destination and makes sure that we don't lose sight of what we must achieve. And our values are then the wind in our sails. They propel us forward and shape our journey.
Yeah.
Every single day, eh?
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, that's cool. Where'd you get that?
It was online.
Yeah, I was like, we did it. Yeah, that was our purpose, values. Yeah,
Yeah, bro. And it makes sense linking, I guess, values, purpose, and together into, again, passion.
Yeah.
And for you guys, just a
bro.
big send as well.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah.
Bro.
Cool. Thanks, bro. That was, yeah.
Nah, but I got excited when I read that.
Yeah.
I do want to go into Bali.
Yeah.
I guess this last 9 years or so for you. How has Bali changed your life, both personally and professionally?
Bali is it's a special place, dude. Like, for me, it'd be hard to live anywhere else now. Like, it's a unique culture. Like, you know, it's a funny thing, man. You know, it can be so fucking frustrating. So, like, the traffic, the problems, the lack of taking action on anything sometimes in higher places, all this shit. But I've personally have always had great relationships with Balinese people. I completely understand, you know, I'm a bit open to however anyone wants to do something. So as a place, you got the freedom to do a lot of shit you want to do. Also, a lot of shit you want to do you can't do here. And which is I'll stop at that. But and then, you know, you've got these amazing people, you know, and it's not like you come here, like you could say years ago, oh, Bali was so cheap and this, that, the other. That bit doesn't matter to me. I'm not here to live a fucking cheap life. Like I just find it's got a balance of, I guess, somewhere that's very transient because of the amount of people moving through. It's a tourist energy in Bali. Like, I spend a fair bit of time in Jakarta, and obviously they're the same country, but two fucking different places, you know? And it's got this tourist energy, which actually lights up the streets all the time. So that aspect is really, really cool, right? But then it can be hectic. So with that awesome machine of people, this, that, the other, you got to learn how to escape it.
Wow.
So, which Bali helps with, because you can go places like the other side of the island, you know, you can go up to Gianya, Karangasam, whatever, get away. Even just north here, like Tabanan or whatever, you can get out a bit and escape, but you got to do it because it can just suck you in, because there's always something to do. And it's not always like wholesome things. There is always wholesome things to do, but there's also fun things, these things, those things. So imagine this melting pot of expats and local Balinese, Indonesian people, and all of these tourists coming through all the time, and just constantly always something happening. That is so cool. But getting sucked in one way too far is like this close all the time to being able to happen. Like, you can just, and I've watched it happen here. I've watched people get churned up and spat out here, you know, like they get too hooked on just hitting all of those, what do you call them though? I can't remember the word for it, but you know, when the people that just want all the good shit, but don't realize you got to do the hard shit to get the good shit.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's like that saying, people, because a lot of people before I came here said, make sure you don't lose yourself, Zach.
Yeah.
You know, and I always was like, what? fucked.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah, fully. Yeah.
Mate, and then when you get here, you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I see it now.
Yeah,
You know,
bro.
you have to realize it's good having conversations like this, or, you know, going to the gym, going to
bro.
Soma, being around other people. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know, here's a bit of home.
Yeah, man.
It's
You got to do it.
you, bro.
Yeah. Build a good people here. Get a good network. Yeah, you have to do it. Yeah.
What do you think Bali has taught you that you couldn't have learned in Australia?
Foreign chicks are way better than Aussie chicks. Australia doesn't have a big, strong cultural identification, I think, you know, whereas here, watching, like, I'm not Hindu by any means, but watching how important it is for family and people to be together rather than on your own trajectory. I think I would never have learnt that in Australia. So, you know, and what I mean by that is during COVID, this is just a great example, but how many fucking homeless people are there, this, that, people losing their like so much happening. In Bali, man, a lot of families just went back to their village. And it's a united front, not an individual front. So someone in Australia might have 4 brothers and sisters. When at 18 years old, they all fuck off and do 5 different things. Often. I'm not saying all the time. Imagine if those 5 people went and bought property together, went and did something together, you know, helped their parents with their family home and started taking over that. You know, that culture of, you know, here, like, it's like, number one important thing is your family, village, then there's religion, then there's food, then there's work, you know, you know, that I think that lesson, and I'm not saying I want to be that exactly, but it's to be mindful of, man. Like, don't, do shit collaboratively, be with people, like, don't just isolate and try and be self-success. Like, you fuck that ego. Yeah. And I think that's the best lesson I've learned here.
What a fucking lesson, bro. Even for someone like myself and a lot of young men, especially, you know, again, the pressures of a man, you're like, okay, I need to succeed.
Yeah.
But how can you collaborate? Even something like as simple as this, a conversation, meeting someone. Yeah. It makes you feel less alone as well.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that you're doing things that are bigger than just you.
Exactly. And honestly, it's going to make you feel better.
Do you think you struggled with that when you first got here?
100%. It's hard not to when you're younger, especially in the world of digital and shit. Like, I definitely, you know, wanted to make myself look better than, I don't regret it because you got to fucking learn. But I definitely was like, you're never showing the bad shit. I'm definitely just making, and I'm purposely aligning things to make me look better for potential opportunities for this and that. You know, like, fuck yeah, I did that. Yeah, and I was trying to, you know, drive, create, make, you know, be the guy. And but it's funny, it's to take a step back, just like, you know, get a better vision of everything, actually work out who collaboratively could work better on shit, how we could do things better, you know, build teams, build I wouldn't say family, but, you know, like a community. And it doesn't have to be like in a wanky sense, like we need this little, you know, weird community of fucking weird motherfuckers. It's more just like, let's find the people that we align with and we relate to and have good mates and have a good crew and, you know, like, and fuck, what opportunities might come. Be open to listen to people. There's a lot of bullshit here. That's the other thing. You got to have a filter, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you got to know, like, people are just bullshitting all the time.
Salesy,
Yeah, or like, oh, you know, I got this many millions. Oh, I've done this, I've done that. It's like, that's not my judge on you, bro. Yeah.
What makes you respect an individual then?
Honesty is pretty critical in, you know, not honesty in the sense of like, I don't want to hear a good story or this sort of thing or that sort of thing, but like more integrity, I guess, like people that genuinely do shit that they say they will do or have done shit that they say they've done, and not for the purpose of blowing their own ego, but for the purpose of either A, it's epic, so I want to hear it, so I respect that, or B, it's like it might help me or it might help someone. And so people that, and just, you know, like I've got a mate, Hamish, the guy that taught me the word mana, actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a little shout out here. But he comes over to my house and he spends 10 minutes with my fucking 3-year-old kid. He picks him up, he kisses him, he plays with him, he does this, goes outside. He's a good person. When I'm in any trouble and he doesn't have money or whatever, because it might not always financial, but you know, if I'm in trouble with something, you want to help. I feel like shit. He's the guy that comes and just that person that's there, man. Zero judgment, absolutely just wants to help. You know, I think people like that are epic. Like that's the best character in people. They want to do shit for others and, you know, they still enjoy themselves. Yeah. Yeah. But genuinely.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You mentioned your 2 boys a little bit earlier as well. I guess fatherhood.
Yeah.
How has that impacted
Oh man,
the last few years? I guess, you know, professionally as well.
Yeah.
But your personal life too, bro.
Yeah, it adds a lot of pressure. Go back to what I said before about when you have kids to look after, you just don't have a choice anymore. You know, it does take that choice, which is good. It's like that's the next progression of life. You've got a lot of choice, but every decision has them in it. And I don't mean by I go do shit without or with them. Like they just become part of it. Everything you do, they're part of now. Every decision you make, the kids are part of. So it's a change. It's a big pressure.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it hurts because you're like, fuck, man, I just want to go with my wife to this country and right now and have fun and you just fucking can't do it. And I mean, I probably will be able to in the future. I'm building towards that, but that's the thing with multiple pressures. So kids, it's awesome. But on the other end of the spectrum, it's the most beautiful thing. It's like just little you running around. It's weird as shit. It's like, like, it constantly is like, whoa. And then they grow so fast. You're like, whoa, he's fucking talking to me now. Like, he was just born, you know, like, you know, we started a construction project and now we're not even finished yet. And my boy was born then, now he's talking. Like, you know, like, so, and they create energy in the home. Yeah. Like it is what we're supposed to do, I guess. Like, so it's cool as shit.
Welcome to the Martin Show first ad break. For anyone who is wanting to go on a new journey, learn a new skill, we have started our basic beginners boxing fundamentals course. For anyone, if it's your first time, if you're a seasoned member, this is the course for you in the boxing space or fitness space. Click the link below or go to onlineboxingtraining.com and I'll see you guys there. Let's get some mahi, eh?
Looking back on your journey, particularly in the last sort of 9 years since being in Bali, is there anything that you would have done differently?
Oh man, that's such a hard question because probably if you think properly, then yeah, you're probably going to think, oh, I would change this, that, the other. But then if you think, look how good it is now, perhaps, you know, it's never supposed to be easy. So, you know, the only things I would change right now are things that are going to make that I think of are probably just only short-term gains, you know. Whereas maybe I was meant to have those issues that created that get you there. So in one sense, like if I thought about it, I'm trying to think what I would change, but we've always been good to our people. We've always been, you know, nothing. I don't think there's anything that I would change on big scale. Only on, you know, like, yeah, if I could have known that we were going to get in trouble for doing something wrong, I wouldn't have done it. You know, like with the media or this, that, the other, of course, or on my personal self, if I didn't get fucking blackout and do something stupid, I would change that.
Yeah.
But in reality, I think, I reckon all these lessons are valuable as heck. Like you're supposed to fuck up. Like, how do you learn otherwise? Yeah. So I'm pretty lucky, like we said before, but I wouldn't change much. Like it's been an epic journey. Yeah, and it wasn't easy. It was hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And it was scary as fuck. Like, man, I was bankrupt fucking 4 years ago during COVID, you know, we were fucked. Wow. And personally as well. So it's like, I had nothing. So yeah, maybe I would want to change that, but then I probably wouldn't feel like this and be like this now if that didn't happen. So there's not a lot I'd change, man.
I love that. You mentioned anxiety earlier. What do you think you struggle with now, bro?
Man, I think now it all sort of pools into one thing. Like if you're an anxious person, like I'm just naturally an anxious person.
Mm.
Like fuck, I'm naturally empathetic. Like when I was a kid, mum's like a guy would go past in a wheelchair and I'd start crying because I felt bad for him and shit. Like I just have had that in me, and then that leads to a bit of anxiety because you're constantly, it's not paranoid, but you're worried. Oh, is something going to happen there? Is that person going to be all right? So I overthink a lot, So still now my biggest struggle ever is putting pressure on myself and feeling like, am I good enough to be doing what I'm doing? And that's not just with work. Am I good enough to be being a dad? Am I good enough to be being a husband? Am I good enough to be running a fucking business with 2,200 people? Am I good enough? It's called imposter syndrome technically, and I don't want to put a label on it, but I definitely feel those pressures sometimes. Probably because I don't know. I don't think it's a confidence thing. I'm pretty confident, but it's more subconscious, I think.
Right.
And then that does create anxiety, and this is a real problem, man, because when you're anxious or stressed or highly strung, your reactions are not dialed. You know, if something happens at home and I get fucking angry, because I can be an angry cunt sometimes. If I get angry, that has a flow on effect. My kids are watching me be angry. Then you get guilt. And then the fucking guilt, you're going, why the fuck did I do that? And then, then you don't want to back down because you've already done it. And you're too much of a fucking pussy to go, what are you doing, man? Stop. I really struggle with handling that and then not being able to take it out in some way because I don't know how to meditate. I don't know how to, I play PS5 to chill out, bro. Play fucking war games. But that, and it's always been a problem for me. And I'm fully open about it with everyone because I'm super aware. But it's like I react. I react too much. And I think it's probably because of the external pressures, potentially because of some whatever built up shit. But yeah, it's hard like that.
Does that correlate into sort of some of your fears? I guess like what would you say scares you?
That's changed
Yeah.
now with family.
Yeah.
Because now the only thing that scares me is anything happening to them. Whereas I'm not scared of going bankrupt. I'm not scared of going broke. I'm not fucking, if this fucking thing all fails tomorrow, I'm confident I'll go do something great in terms of work life. So the fear for me now is, and I don't really look at world politics and all that shit. It's just not in me. It's just, as I said, I'm very centrally focused with shit that matters in my life. So the scariest thing now is protecting as a father or a leader, you can do decisions that can harm other people because I piss off the wrong fucking person. Like they might do something to me or something that affects something, like those things scare me. Just accidentally fucking up that has a ripple effect, like on my family.
Wow.
When I was 20 years old, anyone said anything, I was punching them in the fucking face.
Yeah.
Like, even though they're going to murder me, like a bloke like you belt the shit out of me. But now I wouldn't risk it because I'm too scared. Not that the bloke's going to belt the fuck out of me, but I'm too scared that something will happen to me, or which not just physically, but lose this, lose that, get caught doing, like be on a video that then goes to the police, whatever. That shit scares the shit out of me. Yeah.
But my final question.
Yep.
When your boys grow up and for whatever reason they decide to watch or listen to this conversation,
Yeah.
what is the one thing you'd want them to take away from their father's story?
Oh, man. One thing.
Yeah, bro.
One thing. Fuck.
Or the biggest thing?
The biggest thing, mate, my biggest thing would be, be the best to everyone. Be the best to everyone. Do as much as you can, but don't put so much pressure on yourself that it fucks your own life. That's my thing to everyone, especially to my boys. Be a good dude. Do the right thing. Try as hard as you fucking can, but don't let all of the pressure from the external environments crush you. especially your own as well.
Beau Whittington,
Cool, mate.
my bro.
Legend.
Where can the people? Oh, they can't find you. You're not on social,
Nah,
right?
I can't get me on social.
Yeah. Where can they find? I guess Finn's Beach Club, right?
Yeah, Finn's Beach Club or yeah, man. They ask you get my WhatsApp. That's
I won't be giving us WhatsApp.
Yeah.
All right, team. That concludes another episode of The Martin Show. Make sure you're subscribing to this channel. We'll drop _ The Martin Show. We're going to be back next week for another episode. Make sure you show some mana. Let's go. Kia ora,
mana.
team.